Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the podcast. Coming straight from the Ashes victory. Australia have retained the Ashes. We already know this, but they've won the series officially 4-1 just a little half an hour ago. We know Australia retained the Ashes in 11 days of cricket. They retained that in the Adelaide Test match. But they have officially made it 4-1. We're not going to go too much into the show because another video is coming where we'll go through the whole series, player ratings. So that's another video. So this is just more of a friendly introduction, probably a 3-4 minute video. What I will do though is I will talk about this test match. I thought this test match was very good, went to 5 days, as we know. I thought there was both chances for both teams to win. Unfortunately, England threw away their first innings. They probably were 100 runs too short in their first innings. Disappointing Jamie Smith in the first innings, threw away his wicket to Marnus Labuschagne. He was looking really good, Jamie Smith. In the end, Root fell out of partners. Root made a fantastic 100 and put a lot of pressure on the Australian batsmen. But Australia came out, days 1 to 3 are the best time for batting on the Sydney Cricket Ground pitch. Then it breaks up and then becomes a bit of a seam-friendly wicket. So Australia came out to bat. They batted extremely well. Travis had another 100. Steve Smith another 100. Labuschagne made some runs but threw away his wicket. Alex Carey threw away his wicket. Beau Webster was absolutely fantastic, who made a 70-odd, got stranded with the tail, unfortunately, Beau. But what an impact he made. Another poor test match from Cameron Green. Yes, Cameron Green at the end made a 20-odd with Alex Carey in the second innings. But he's really had a poor series, Cameron Green. Alex Carey really annoyed me with where he got out leg side. There's a couple of times he's had a GOAT series or a great series with the gloves, being absolutely fantastic. He made 100 of his own in Adelaide. I was there when he saw it. But on this match, fantastic by Australia. England collapsed again. Joe Root, Scott Boland was absolutely fantastic. Fantastic Scott Boland in that second innings. He could have picked up 5 for 20. Just didn't get any luck. Got Joe Root out early. Was fantastic Boland. But Jacob Bethel, first 100 in Australia, first 100 of his career, first class 100 of his career. He was absolutely fantastic. Made 150, Jacob Bethel. I think he's the future of England cricket for me. It's disappointing that he's going to the IPL for 2.1 million core. I think that's pretty poor by Indian cricket to get a young player like that who's not even established and get him into the white ball cricket. I think that's very poor. I'd like to see Jacob Bethel personally avoid the IPL, avoid white ball cricket. Like Joe Root kind of doesn't really play in and out white ball cricket. Same with Steve Smith, who is now retired. I'd like to see Jacob Bethel stay away from it. No doubt he's the future of English cricket along with Harry Brook. Harry Brook didn't really have a great series, to be honest. Neither really did Joe Root. Joe Root, between the first test and the last test, so test 2, 3 and 4, was very poor, Joe Root. But we'll get into that later with James Butler. But seriously, the ECB need to protect Jacob Bethel and keep him away from the IPL, in my opinion. England's second innings. There was an instant where Will Jacks came on. They had Australia under a lot of pressure. And Will Jacks threw away his wicket with that ridiculous IPL Bazball shot. In the end, it was very costly because they were probably 50 runs too short, England. Like Australia were 50 runs too short in the last test in Melbourne. So this was a carbon copy of that. 50 runs more could have been really, really interesting. Probably would have won the match. Labuschagne continues to find ways of getting out after making starts. Jake Weatherall, I think you can put a line through him. I think he needs to go back to Shield cricket. Same with Marnus. So there's I think there's 3 spots up available in the Australian side. The opening spot, number 3, and then number 6 for me. Sorry, number 5 for me. Even if you move back to 5, you've got to find 2 openers. We can't find 1, let alone 2. So probably Travis Head stays as an opener for me. And yeah, just 50 runs too short, England. 50 runs too short. That was really bad by Will Jackson and Jamie Smith. But Australia have retained the Ashes. They officially won the series 4-1. Thank you so much for watching. We will do a show later on. I know the T20 World Cup is going on. I don't think I'll be making any videos about the T20 World Cup. It does not interest me. I could not care less if Australia lose every single one of their matches or they lose it or they win the World Cup. It doesn't interest me. As far as I'm concerned, our next cricket match is in August against Bangladesh. They have a 2-test series in Australia. Very weird to have a series in Australia in the winter. That's very weird. Mainly because of stadiums. It's hard to book a stadium because it's the winter sports. But the first one will be in Darwin. The second one will be in Queensland, not the Gabba, the far new in Queensland called Mackay Stadium, which hasn't played Test cricket before. So Travis Head probably has a good opportunity to score every single hundreds, to score every single stadium in 100. So he has a fantastic opportunity. He has 600s in all stadiums in Australia, including the Canberra Test match that they played against Sri Lanka. So they will be going to Darwin. So Darwin will host a Test match. So Travis Head has the first player to score 700s in different venues in Australia. That would be quite special. So that's for me where Australia's next proper cricket match is in August against Bangladesh. And then they've got South Africa, a very, very tough series in South Africa. Then they've got India. So then they've got, New Zealand in a 4-test series. And then they've got England in a 1-test series. That England test match is a once-off that will be celebrated the history of the MCG test match. So you will see Joe Root. Joe Root will be back next year. So then maybe you've probably seen the last of him. But I hope so. I hope they take that very seriously. It's a very crucial match of our history. So yeah, Joe Root will be back for sure because he's got to play that one-off test match next year in Australia. Maybe it should be part of the Ashes because Australia have to go to the Ashes that year. So there'll be 6 tests Australia will play in 1 year against England. So the next 2 years, Australia have a very busy schedule, and I mean very busy. So they've got 2 test matches in August against Bangladesh at home. Then they go to South Africa for 3 test matches. And then they've got 4 test matches. So they've got 3 test matches in South Africa. That is in October, November. And then in December, they've got New Zealand. And then in February, they've got India in a 5-test series. And then in June, they've got to go to England in a 5-test series. And then they've got to play that once-off game. So in between the New Zealand and India test series, they've got to play a once-off game at the MCG. That's a pink ball test. That's to celebrate the 100-year anniversary of the MCG. And then they go to India in a 5-test series, and they come back, and then they go to England in a 5-test series. So they play, in the space of 12 months, they play 20 test matches. In the space of, let's see, so start at September. So October, 3 tests, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. They play 19 test matches in the space of 6 months. That is crazy. That is ridiculous. But I won't complain because I love Test cricket. So they've got a busy schedule. So get some rest now because when the South Africa series start, you will have no rest. 19 test matches in 6 months, including 3 away tours to South Africa, India, and England. Wowee. But anyway, thank you for watching this broadcast. Australia retain the Ashes and win the series 4-1. I am Lucas. You can add me at R32Sky Lucas on Twitter, or X as it's called. Thank you so much. Another video will come to review the whole series. Don't worry, we'll do that with James Butler, hopefully. If not, I'll come back and do that by myself. But anyway, thank you for watching and goodbye for now.